Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have an article from the G7 meeting in Germany, and no, this article is not about those world leaders behaving like schoolboys and embarrassing themselves, in my assessment or preference. And this is about some statements that they made. These serious guys make statements that affect the entire globe. So this article comes from the new Voice of Ukraine from today, June 26, 2022, and this is the title. G7 leaders to announce indefinite commitment to supporting Ukraine. Remember the word indefinite. That means without end, endless. All right, not eternal, because eternal doesn't have a beginning. So let's go and see here. During a summit meeting in Bavaria, G7 leaders have agreed to announce their indefinite support of Ukraine in its defense against the Russian invasion. All right, and I'm quoting, "We will continue to provide financial, humanitarian, military, and diplomatic support and stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes," the draft summit resolution reads. Remember the words, as I said, indefinite and for as long as it takes. All right, according to the report, this specific language is significant as some Western countries, I can tell you what countries, some, they don't name names, oh my God, are, and I'm quoting, getting concerned about the war dragging on, while France and Germany indicated their tentative support for a swift negotiated settlement. All right, the draft resolution also exposes the possibility of financing enduring Ukrainian aid efforts via tariff revenues. The G7 summit opened in Bavaria, Germany on June 20. What? I mean, the G7 summit opened in Bavaria, Germany on June 28. I think they meant 26. The United States, the UK, Canada, and Japan have already agreed to ban Russian gold imports. Gold for my teeth. And expect other members of the club, that's their word, the big club, remember? Man, I should sue them for that, right? They take my word, that's a trademark here, let's say, whatever. To follow suit, an official announcement is expected on June 28th. So, gold imports, they want to, that means buy gold because the supply is going to be limited all of a sudden and demand will be probably the same. So let's go and discuss these two words, let's say the indefinite, and then as for as long as it takes. Now, indefinite means endless, right? And the second one, for as long as it takes. What do you mean it takes? As long as it takes. Does it mean that Russia, if the Russia is not winning, so it's going to be an ending to this thing or no? When would be an ending? When will the support end? Endless. When the Russians win, what would that be? Let me picture what a Russian win would look like. Russia, if it all of a sudden stops and say, okay, here is the line, we no more Russians from here there into the west. We got the provinces here, the territories, you know, Luhansk, Donbas, everything we want it. Now peace, guys. Now we go to the second phase, which is denazification, demilitarization, and no NATO for you guys. But you guys have to recognize our new People's Republics plus Crimea, okay? And Ukraine and supporters will say, okay. Do you think that's going to happen? In a crazy world, yes, but this is a crazy world, but not that kind of crazy, a different one. So that will never happen. When the Russians will say the other guys will say, all right, so what could Russians do to win or to stop? they have to change the regime in Kiev. How do you change it? You go to Kiev. Napoleon went to Moscow and he didn't win. So what are you going to do? Probably Napoleon was supposed to go to Vladivostok, and even then those guys would have swam the Bering Strait to Alaska or something. Okay, so does that mean that Russia has to conquer the entire Ukraine and then somehow get rid of, if you know what I mean, get rid of everybody who might oppose them, which is everybody? What is the end? There's, I mean, this is one solution. What would be the other solution? Keep bombing the Ukrainians, boom, 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 and these guys, you know, indefinite help, and it's going to be forever, like in the novel of George Orwell, 1984, continuous war. Is that what's going to be? If this is what these guys say, there are two of them who say, maybe we're going to, let's do something. But my assessment is this. I think that the Western, how should I put it nicely or normally, people, citizens, the masses, us, the things will get so bad economically in these countries because of the sanctions and the rearrangement of the world and reshuffling of the big club there and the second club here, and people in between get punched from both sides, and then they have to pick and choose, otherwise they will be squashed. Then these people, us, will probably say, hey, I didn't sign up for this. I don't want my lifestyle to decline. I don't want my children to have a worse life than I had, economically talking. Just because you guys are doing the same over there, you're doing great. I don't. So when we're going to have this kind of, opposition starting from the citizens, then probably they will put enough pressure on the leaders and the globalists to, what are we going to do? Our population is hurt. Maybe we'll not be hurt. Maybe we're going to have a fantastic good time. I don't know. As of now, all the indicators are like this, not like that. So how long before we, say something about it? So I think the change will come from Germany and France and probably Italy, from Europeans, because they will be hit the most by their own sanctions. And then probably United States is going to be a change of, I don't know, they're going to have elections. But I don't hold my breath for, the Republican Party whatsoever. Because as I said, Republican Party and the Democrat Party, they're like two biological twins, identical twins, having the same parent. And one identical twin grew a mustache and the other one did not. That's the only difference. They have the same sponsors. The same parents sponsor them, and then they call them and they do whatever, they're supposed to do. That's why. And I don't know what's going to happen with those things until then. There's a lot of BS happening here in this society. So maybe we don't even get to that point, if you know what I mean. It's a possibility. There are crazy people here, and it seems like they really, I don't know, they can't get along, or they're pushed against one another. Divide impera, divide and conquer, works just fine. So I don't know what that means. As long as it takes to do what? To win? How can Ukraine win? By Putin being done, and there's those guys saying, okay, now we're going to bend over and let you do whatever you want to do, like you did between 1991 and 1999 when Putin came to power. Is that what you want? Yes. Okay, we'll do this for you. That's the only, as long as it takes. I think this is the end if these guys win. Otherwise, if the same guys stay at Kremlin, this is not going to happen. Not going to happen. Even if Russia loses the conventional war, let's say it loses, those guys advance somehow, let's put it like this. Do you think Russia will not say, okay, now, hold on, 3, 2, 1, and I'm ready. One more step forward. Do you think they're going to make a step forward? I guarantee you they will not. So as long as it takes, indefinitely. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.